So let's talk heavyweight boxing now. Tyson Fury. Just finished his bout with Francis Ngannou. And he was given a victory where clearly, he didn't win. He was beaten pillar to post right from the bell, right from the get-go. He was beaten pillar to post. Yes, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. So what happened? First bell, boom, 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 action. Ngannou played his game very well. Smacked him down. Had a nice wiggle, nice dance. And Fury got up, took some more whooping, went through the rounds, took some more whooping again, got to round 8, walloped from pillar to post again in even more definitive fashion. Then he began to tiptoe and tiptoe and tiptoe through the fight, as in tiptoe meaning just play very carefully, pity patty here and there. And what happened eventually? Reached the last round, and Francis Superman punched him again. Oh my, oh my. So what does that mean? Tyson Fury can't fight? Of course he can fight. He's a skillful fighter, and he also was in very good condition. And there's no way in the world. You hear people say, "Oh, he didn't take him carefully. He didn't take him seriously." There's no way in the world you're gonna get smacked down so heftily, get up, get absolute walloped again, all the way to round 8. And then when you reach round 8, get absolutely thumped. Way more, again, more than any other time in the fight. Then continue. Not only did he continue, he was actually putting some maneuvers on. You could see what he was trying to do with skills, but they weren't getting anywhere. That's the point. But his skills were there. You can see, yeah, right, this guy's got some skills. He's trying certain things, right? They weren't getting anywhere because Francis Ngannou was just too much. He got to the end, last bell, but before the last bell, actually, there were a couple of rounds where it just went kind of stalemate between both of them because they'd both expended themselves so much. When he got to the very last bell, Ngannou pounced on him and walloped him with a Superman punch, which is a punch you only see in the UFC or in martial arts, let's say. Not UFC. UFC is an organization. I mean MMA. But really doesn't come from just MMA. It's a martial art move. So everyone had seen what happened. And it was like, oh boy, what in the world is going on? Are you going to tell me Tyson Fury has just lost? Tyson Fury, Tyson the Gypsy King, he's just lost? Oh boy, what is going on? Is that what you're going to tell me now? Man, you must be joking. Tyson Fury, is it over? You're joking. You're going to tell me Fury has just lost? You're going to tell me Fury has just lost? No way. No way. That was a mode. The whole boxing, everybody has seen it. Even anyone who doesn't know anything about boxing in the least bit will be like, wow, you're joking. Females, I'm talking about. You could see who won. Children, anyone could tell who won this fight. And I was stunned. Even myself was like, wow, that's not even the best Ngannou at all. Let's not forget Ngannou's been off 2 years. 2 years. Had an operation, surgery in the hospital. And that was his very first fight in boxing. First fight in anything in 2 years. But his first fight in boxing at all. And that was a whole beatdown he gave Tyson Fury. Whole beatdown. I mean, kudos to Mike Tyson, who gave him a lot of help and aid, training. Kudos to Dewey Cooper, who gave him great assistance in his operations. But Tyson Fury came up so short in that fight. And then the announcement came. The announcement came for the winner. And Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. They raised his hand. Oh boy, right under the nose of His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, who has a lot of respect from the boxing world, of course, for all the great things he's doing and he's been doing of late, recently. The investment, the huge, unprecedented investment in the boxing world, the great care and interest he's been taking in the boxing, the colossal amount of money he's been giving to the fighters, including fighters from England, like Anthony Joshua, who are accustomed to a certain hefty bankroll in pounds sterling, Tyson Fury, and people like that. Make no mistake about it, it's not a tapance, it's not a few cents we're talking about here. We're talking mega dollars a piece, mega dollars. And the last thing you will expect is for any kind of corruption to happen under the nose of His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. It happened right in front of him. The bell rang, the announcement was made, and Tyson Fury's hands were raised. Quite shocking. Quite shocking. Even if it wasn't with the Turki Al-Sheikh, it was shocking. So what do? Everyone just hung their head in shame. You could see it was so clear, so evident. The people were just ashamed. The shame was so palpable. The whole building just reverberated in shame, the vibrations of shame in everyone's inner being. Quite shocking. Quite shocking. Quite shocking. Quite shocking. Unbelievable. Yes. What is going on? What is going on in boxing? What's going on in our great sport? This incredible historical industry that's been going on for over 100 years strong. It's been through the eras of gangsters, which is not the issue. We're not saying anything about gangsters per se, because that's not the point. People are gangsters. There are gangsters in this world. There are people of all kinds of industry or livelihood or lifestyle or persuasion. That's not the point. The point is, when you're presenting a sport like this, it has to be above board, definitely, 100%. I want to be bringing all my gangster stuff this way, in the sense of organization that's involved in the sport, organization, how it's run. We're not talking about if someone came at you to do something to you or to harm you or to offend you or to affect you. Then if you bring your gangster, that's different. We're not talking about that. Yeah. If I bring my gangster, don't blame me. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the way it's run. Who won? Honesty, integrity of the sport. This is for public consumption. You don't play integrity. No. Let's not forget, people bet. People bet. People place huge bets. Huge bets. And it doesn't mean they're all rich. We're just talking regular people. And they want to know who really won. I know people who went out and placed bets before the fight. And all their money is jeopardized by corruption and deception. Utter disgraceful deception. Not only have you robbed the very fighter of his own position in a very, very treacherous game, but you've also robbed all those who placed a bet, all those who have a vested interest financially or any other way, family or whatever. The deception and corruption is disgraceful. It's something that must not be tolerated in boxing. It must not be tolerated. And my view was that His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh would have seen this and said, okay, I saw that, but never again is that happening here. I'm going to absolutely take charge of how the judgment works and the judging and all that. Not in the sense of monopolizing and creating another problem of, oh, that's because Turki Al-Sheikh liked this person. And then now you have the problem of, well, who he likes is going to win. And in a funny sense, let's even say that, because without accusing him, but it wasn't I who said it or you who said it, it was he who said it. Remember, he said publicly, we need to get rid of this Ngannou. I mean, he called him my brother and all that, but he said, we need to get rid of Ngannou. We have to stop him. He did say that publicly. We have to stop him. We have to stop Ngannou, he said. Listen to those birds. That's a parrot. That's a parrot, bro. The parrot's in this place. I turn around, saw a whole batch of them flying. Green, blue, all kinds. Heavenly. There's a whole colony of them in this place. Where are you fellas? So, this absolutely has to stop. You just cannot have corruption in the game to this extent. It's just too much. You can't be doing that. You cannot be doing that. You just cannot be doing that. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not at all. Not at all. No. Now, Tyson Fury goes on, and his next bout is with Usyk. They instantly went together and did a face-off. And as soon as that was done, it was certified. It was instantly certified. So as soon as it was done, we knew signatures are going to be signed, and it's done and dusted. So the next phase is for paperwork, and that's over 30 million a piece, right? And obviously for Fury, we're talking sterling here. For Fury, he's going to get what he asked for. Now, should this be happening? let's look back at what happened just before that. Previously, prior to the fight. Prior to the fight. Tyson Fury he was making all kinds of nonsense talk against Joshua, who had just fought Usyk twice, and also against Usyk, and saying, "Oh, you have to fight me now, right now. You know, as soon as you get out the ring," because he knew they had been asking him to fight even before the fight, and he was refusing, running away. All of a sudden, he thought he could fool the boxing world, and he started making all these claims, stupid claims, like fight me right now, this second. And he was giving them dates. He was giving them dates. How are you going to give Usyk a date? Usyk has just taken the belts of Joshua. You fought him twice. And you think you're the one sending him notices. Really, Usyk was the king of the ring at that moment in time. And Joshua was the ex-champion. So he was holding a lot of sway in boxing world also. Influence and power. Not just ex-champion, recent ex-champion. But Fury was trying to act like he was above the both of them. And when they had called him to fight, he was refusing. But the moment they fought, he began to issue them papers. Let's fight this moment. Now, not in the usual, 1 month from now, even 2 months from now. Like, now, I'll give you a date. Because he knew, of course, that couldn't happen. And he was trying to make out that the boxing world were 5-year-olds. And no one could see what was going on. How are you going to do that? All the time when Joshua was asking, he was refusing. When Usyk was asking, you were refusing. The moment they both get in the ring, you're saying you want to fight them. Now. And not only fight them, you want to determine the terms and conditions and how much they're getting, their percentage and everything already. Oh no, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? That's just crazy. That's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Then it became the issue of, well, 26th, he posted that the fight was on between him and Usyk. And if he's not on by 26th, he's taking Usyk to court. How crazy. As soon as that was on, Usyk had said, okay, look, we'll get this thing sorted, right? You want it? We'll do it. Usyk turned up and they squared up in the ring. But Usyk is looking at him like, I'll whoop you. You know you're getting whooped. You're going to get whooped. Of course, Usyk would. You know, right? So, Tyson Fury, now, because of all that 26th, then now the next date, blah, blah. And His Excellency the Sheikh, knowing this, His Excellency rushed it, and he rushed it. And now the fight is on. They're going to fight. Instead of adhering to justice first and saying, hey, wait a minute. This fight was a robbery. And since it's a robbery, you're going to have to do a rematch right now, immediately. Not this second, but immediately. That means the next fight, Fury and Ngannou, it should be a rematch. That should be a rematch. You can't be talking about a fight with Usyk just because fans are demanding it. Oh, yes, this is what we've been waiting so much, so long. Now, then all of a sudden there's the 26th situation. Ooh, that one's even have to be pushed down. So there's this urgency. Yes, we know there's an urgency, but urgency cannot surpass justice, especially in these type of matters. You have to remain just. You have to remain just. You must remain just. You can't replace justice with urgency. Urgency doesn't come first. Urgency does not take preeminence over justice. Justice comes first. You have to justify your action, and that action is not justified by the urgency of the fight. Justice is more urgent than urgency. Hear that phrase? That's from Ulissa Eric Osai. Justice is more urgent than urgency itself. Justice is more urgent than urgency. So, what happened? It continued. And Ngannou did not even make a complaint at all. He just took it in his stride. Maybe that's the sound of the bank account. Boom, the money dropped. Sometimes the weight of wealth silences anger. And the gravity of bullion quietens the heart. Absolutely. That's reality. So you have to understand. He should have taken a look at the whole picture. Or perhaps it was the whole presence of His Excellency and all that royalty, and he might have been slightly overwhelmed and thought it's okay. Call it humility, call it what you want. But that was not justice. That was not justice at all. That was absolutely not justice. No, not justice at all. So now, we have Fury facing Usyk. Usyk, who himself said he punched my balls. He punched my balls of Daniel Dubois, who struck him on the belt. So two people who shouldn't be champion. Daniel Dubois struck him on the belt. Usyk fell and made the referee give him all that time and caused Daniel Dubois to lose out on what was supposed to be a knockout. What Usyk did show, though, what he demonstrated to me, is that he can hurt a heavyweight now. He can now hurt a heavyweight. He's skillful, we know that. No one's saying he's rubbish. His skill is way better than rubbish. Clearly, he's elite. He's even elite of the elites. He's second to Bud Crawford, pound for pound. And it's almost neck and neck, if not for, part of the criterion for pound for pound is also method of victory. And Crawford has literally stopped 11 straight top fighters out. Despite all the other accolades that would make him neck and neck with Usyk. Otherwise, they'd be neck and neck. But he stopped all of them, including a top 5 pound for pound fighter in Errol Spence. He stopped him without even leaving second gear. That's what places him above Usyk. Otherwise, I would have Usyk as number 1 if there wasn't Bud there. And even with Bud there, I would have him neck and neck, as in both of them should take that place. But because of how Bud's method of victory, which is part of the criterion for judging pound for pound. Bud gets it ahead of him. But it's still a high accolade to be number 2 pound for pound, number even 5 or even 10, top 10 pound for pound. It gets better after 7. Like you're talking about elite of elites, or let's say 6. Yeah, you really start talking about real elites, elite of elites, when you get to 6 pound for pound up. Usyk is number 2 and a close one. However, he did lose against Du Bois. You have to be just in boxing. You have to be just. You have to be just. He lost. He really lost in reality. Anyone who knows boxing knows. There was a game played and he lost. Games were played. Scams. So now, the two who, yes, but despite him losing, I saw that, this guy is improved. He can now hit and hurt heavyweights. He can hurt heavyweights. He showed it with Du Bois. That wasn't even his best punch. So you better believe he's going to actively seek and find that shot on Fury. And he will take Fury out, most likely, unless for a miracle. Well, you could bet your house Usyk wins. And unless his mind makes it complicated for himself, and he's not likely for that to happen, because his psychology is right, because he's already been in these big lights so many times. Yes, European amateur champion, world amateur champion, Olympic gold medal, cruiserweight champion, Muhammad Ali tournament winner, where you're fighting the best, you're well matched, world heavyweight champion, and beat top level fighters. Absolutely. I mean, he's not getting his mind in any kind of twist. The lights will just be the lights. Same old thing when it gets there. So, the situation we're in right now is Fury and Usyk. 2 people at world level. They're definitely champion level. Both. But they are not the legitimate champions. This is the point we're making right now. They're not the legitimate champions. And they're both fighting. Fighting for the undisputed belt. And they're fighting for glory and accolade that's been bestowed upon them. That really shouldn't. Because this moment is a very highly international and historically prestigious moment in boxing and all of sports. Not just boxing, all of sports. This is not just any moment. You have to know, you have to realize this. All of sports, the whole sports world, all of sports. Yes, all of sports. This is a very, very, very highly contended and contentious moment in all of sports and history. Yes, absolutely. The problem with this is it's been done. Yes, it was Daniel Du Bois was a participant in what went wrong. But it's not just about Du Bois, it's about dubiosity. It's under dubious terms and dubious means that this fight is being held. And sorry to say, it's a shame that it's happening right under the nose and watch of His Excellency Sheikh the Turkey Sheikh of Saudi Arabia. And what really should have happened was that moment was corrected, so that it will be a true honorable moment in boxing and in all sports. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes and how these things will be rectified in boxing. Yes. And one thing of interest right now also is the fact that there are some individuals You know, aside the heavyweight division, there's activity which is of great interest also. You know, great fights are coming up. Let's not forget, David Benavidez is trying to fight Godrich. That's a great fight. He was challenged by extreme martial artist Olisa Eric Osai to take part in the boxing match. Let's see how he responds to that. That's on the way too. Yes, there's some great fights. Let's see how Bud Crawford is going to do as he moves up. Let's see how the game goes in the other divisions as well. But just now we're talking about the heavyweight division, and it's shining. There's a tinge of a cloud that shouldn't be there. And let's hope these things are rectified very soon. We'll see you again in the kingdom, Imperial Kingdom.